Hey, thanks for stopping by. I want to give you a short walkthrough of the AgencyOS. So let's jump right in. What you're going to see in the AgencyOS is your operating system. Now, at a very high level, we have things like your marketing strategy guide, your company wiki, an owner view, which will give you kind of a top-down view of how your company is performing. You have these tasks that are generated daily. As you can see, I have not cleaned those up. But then you get to see, what team members are handling what client projects are happening, how far along are they, what are some internal projects that we're working on. And then just a really high level view of your expenses, your monthly recurring revenue, and then your followers and audience as you continue to build a following. Another area that's really important for you as you scale your brand is brand asset library. This is where you can keep all of your fonts, your logos, your colors, any type of social imagery or anything like that you need to hand off to designers that they would use on a regular basis. You have your team dashboards. This is where teams can log in to see what kind of work they have been assigned to them. You can track conversations that you've had with them in terms of one-on-ones, all that stuff as well. And then we get into the product delivery area, really, which is the kind of bulk of this visual that you're seeing here. So the way that the agency operating system is created is basically within buckets. So you have your client portal, which is the main area for your clients to interact with you as you deliver work. You have client projects, which contain tasks for each project. So say you have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaign that you're running for a client. You would create a new project in your client portal that would house all activities within that project for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This task board is basically a master task board for any task that your team gets assigned or has to do. So this is a view of all tasks. This is a task that is due by the week. So you can set this up using filters are really powerful for you to get different views on your work. And you can also create different views within the views column here. So if you wanted to see a calendar view of all the work that you have going on here, you can do this, pull that in there. You have to filter all of this stuff by the task name, you can filter all of this by, great. So you can add all of your tasks here to the calendar below there, and then it's managed by the date that it is been created. So those are tasks, really simple, easy to use. This is a flexible system. There are lots of different views and filters that you can create with Notion. I think it's a wonderful tool to use as an agency owner because it really is like a note taker. Lots of people are familiar with it. It's not very intimidating to use. However, it can get messy really quickly. But that's not why you're here. Let's jump into the client portal and I can show you what that's all about. So this is your client portal. When you get your first copy of AgencyOS, it's going to be pretty blank like this. There is some dummy data in here. What you can start doing is adding your projects and tasks. You will need to update your task types. And right here we have different templates that we've created in here. And then we have a project template in here as well. Depending on what you do and the clients that you serve, you will need to create task types that are unique to you. So on a project level, what we kind of show at the beginning is just, what's the status of the project? What's their URL? Who has access? Now this is the database row access. In order to share this with your client, you will need to enter their information in here. You'll need to send them an invite to Notion. They can create a free account. And then you would assign them this view. You can assign multiple people to this view so that they can interact with the content that you're creating within the AgencyOS. And then I also like to put an end date on any type of engagement that I have with a client. If it's open-ended or if it's a project-based, just to have a quick note of, okay, that's when this is ending. Also, what you'll see here is we have information for competitors, company info, goals, target keywords for me because I'm an SEO agency. And then all of this address and city, email, Google Drive, postal code, this is for the automated onboarding that pipes in through the onboarding form that I have. You don't need to worry about this if you did not purchase the automated onboarding through make.com, but this is where all that information would go in the future if you did have that. So if we were to look at our tasks, you can see just at a high level, who's assigned what's the status, what's the priority, what's the task type, the effort, and then you can actually see the client here as well. If you click into here, we give you just a really standard template for your task types. It gives us like, hey, describe this task. Are there any to-dos into it? Any to-dos to get this task done? And then any related files that go here. What's really, really awesome about the agency operating system is its ability to reference other databases. So in every task, I can actually reference a SOP called Prepare Monthly Performance Report, or I can just look up something like report, Google Analytics, create a landing page report in Google Analytics. Great. So now this is associated with this task. So if my team ever has a question on, okay, well, how do I do that? They can simply click in and see, okay, great. I see this is how I create that report. I can walk through this guide, and that's how it's done. Awesome. The second thing you're going to notice about the client portal is the projects area. Now, again, this is the area where projects hold on to tasks as a parent-child relationship. But what I've built here is actually a project overview that I used at my last company, which is a software, financial planning software company that had achieved over $100 million in annual recurring revenue. And this is what we use just to keep everyone in line. We use the RACI model. It's really helpful for understanding of who do I go to get something done, and just really clarifies things, especially if you're working in larger teams. But with any project, it's great to have a hypothesis and position. We believe if this happens, then this. Who's our target audience? What's the main message? What channels are we going after? What's the goal and key metric? These are really great things to have in your back pocket when you're working with clients, just to say, hey, we went back here, we analyzed this. This is, what we're going to do for you. And then project milestones. Did we have a kickoff meeting? Do we have a campaign kickoff? At every stage as you progress through your funnel of work, are we communicating with each other well so that everyone knows what's going on? Down here is one of my favorite features is the generator, the task generator button. I have this set up to generate just a sample task, but you can add a bunch of different tasks to kick off here. So for instance, for me, or if you were, designing someone's brand, you might click this button and it would create a mood board, create different mock-ups, create a color palette, create a style guide, create, 5 logos, and then 6, present to the client to get their approval. This is a really great tool to have as you're scaling and growing, because you're able to duplicate that busy work and you don't have to over and over again. You can reference this within the task templates that you create by creating task templates here. Like we've, given you this default one, but you can create a new task template called, style guide, and that has all the to-dos within that style guide there. So those are projects and tasks in the client portal dashboard. I do like to surface my project goals, competition, company, and company info just at the top so the client can see and my team can see at a glance, what are we trying to do for this client? Who are we competing against, and what's any other pertinent company information? In this quick links area, this is where I'll keep a link to my Calendly, to your Calendly, just a way for them to get a hold of you whenever they need to. I keep a Google Drive folder here if we ever have different types of drives, either box or Dropbox. Rather than nesting it in a task, which can get lost, we just surface that over here. This is the reports tab. Now this should be set up to filter on any task type that is marked as report. So if I were to come over here and tag this as a report instead of research, then this will automatically pull into this reports tab. As you can see in here, I've created 15 different types of short story framework templates for you to follow. If you need some help, you can take these frameworks, put them into Poppy or put them into ChatGPT or Claude or whatever to help you create some content that is really going to resonate while using proven frameworks. Okay, so that's the social media planner. It's super important. Every agency operating system comes with over 85 different SOP, from Facebook ads to SEO to analytics to Google ads to meta ads. These are SOPs that we have used to help scale our business and communicate to our how to get work done. If they have a question, it's in the SOP here. This is an area for you to expand upon. We don't expect that you take this and just run with it. You do need to come up with a way to create SOP on your own. And that's why we have this really handy SOP template. So what I like to do with SOPs is oftentimes I'll include a video. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But then really describe like, what's this for? When do I do it and why? And then lay out the process steps below within toggles or drop downs, so it's easy for them to kind of reference as they're working through each step of the process. So that comes included here with you. So their client portals here. And lastly, we have the onboarding form. This is really kind of your first step into welcoming your new clients into a wonderful experience. What you're going to do is send them this link, and this will actually automatically import into your client portals. It won't pull a lot of the information in there, but it will do a majority of the work for you to get your client onboarded and their information into your system. This is really helpful. All you have to do is click this share form. You'll copy the form link and they can fill out the form with them. I send this in a couple emails that I have actually outlined in your email bonus, which is down here somewhere. Yeah, so the 25 email templates here. This is some of the communication frameworks that I use when I'm sending emails to my clients. You can copy paste this, put this into any type of automation platform that you're using to get your clients up and running. So this is the agency operating system at a glance. Really helpful for me. It's something that I developed while I was working full time and had, I think maybe 4 to 5 clients on the side. At my job, I was, making around $200K a year. And on the side, I was bringing in over $100,000 a year using this tool. So it is tried and tested. It's a great template for you to use. If you have any questions, let me know. And if not, I'll see you on the other side. Thanks.